is brought to you by Modelo.
Shot by Martins. It is all over. Whoa!
I wanted to pick on Darren Till. He's annoying as shit. The first phone call, they said Robbie, and I said okay. Obviously, Robbie, if you look at his skill set, one of the worst matchups in the top 10 for me. Does pretty well against wrestlers, hits hard. That's what you need to beat me, right? Now, that's fair. I'm good with that, okay? I didn't come here for the right fight. I didn't come here for the easy fight. I didn't come here for the damn money fight. I came here to fight the best in the world and prove that I am. I want to compete, and so I'm ready to compete on March 2nd.
The first fighter on today's list is Ben Askren. These days, Askren has earned enormous respect throughout the MMA community after surviving an incredibly difficult battle for his life and coming back from the brink of death more than once. Today, fans look at him very differently, but it wasn't always like that.
And then I got one other question. Hey Dana, is that really the best you got? Bring him, baby.
In July 2019, the undefeated former champion from multiple organizations finally arrived in the UFC. He made his debut against Robbie Lawler and escaped with a controversial bulldog choke victory after one of the strangest stoppages in recent memory.
Yep, and that's tight. Oh, he's going out. He's out. He's out. Ben Askren submits.
But his next fight changed everything. Standing across from him was Jorge Masvidal. 5 seconds later, Askren's unbeaten record was gone forever.
Clock is brought to you by Modelo. One of the greatest knockouts you'll ever see.
When I can recall, I remember everything. I was like, oh, I lost to George Masvidal. This freaking sucks.
One flying knee straight down the middle. One of the fastest knockouts in UFC history. Years of dominance erased almost instantly. Next up is Ciryl Gane, also known as the man who somehow always finds himself fighting for heavyweight titles. This time, we're talking about his very first undisputed championship opportunity.
And I think for me, he's going to be very good because Jon Jones, he looked a little slower, and in the past 2 years, he's been putting some weight on, trying to be heavy to come fight at heavyweight, and I think that won't make it any fast.
Going into UFC 270, Gane carried a perfect 10-0 record as he prepared to face Francis Ngannou. The build-up wasn't exactly friendly. Their former coach had helped create tension between them.
With Francis, we did some sparring, and it was a really great sparring from Francis. And he did a beautiful left kick. And the problem with Francis is just, you don't like to spar technical sparring. You like to make power, and I told you a little bit a few times before. So you give me the left kick. You hurt me. You see, I'm honest with you. You hurt me. You hurt me. But you don't knock me down.
But once the cage door closed, none of that really mattered. What mattered was the result. Ngannou didn't knock him out. He simply beat him, despite fighting with an injured knee, and hand Gane his first professional defeat.
But I know I'm a little bit disappointed that I must do more. So I didn't did, so unfortunately I'm a little bit disappointed.
The next fighter is Cody Garbrandt.
You know, that's just life. That's how it goes. You know, I mean, look at my career. I was, 6 fights in the UFC, world champion, 11-0. I had a, amazing transcend to the top, and some people don't ever get to that position in their life or their career. So I was been there, and I'm forever grateful for the opportunities that the UFC's given me, the learning lessons, the ups and downs. Like I literally have grown in here so much, and to be a veteran of the sport, 32 years old, to obtain what I've been able to do and still have so much left in the tank.
No Love exploded onto the UFC scene, an undefeated 11-0 knockout artist. young, charismatic, and fresh off completely shutting down Dominic Cruz to become champion. It looked like the beginning of a dynasty.
Oh, good count. Oh, he hurt him. He hurt him. Oh, goodness. Cruz is back up. Oh, and again.
But I'm the champion now. I'm the badass dude in my division, so I call the shots.
Instead, his very first title defense ended in disaster.
That was some reckless exchanging right there, gentlemen. These guys are getting wild. With Cody, you have to worry about split-second mistakes. Big knockdown for Cody. And a right hand as well. He cut it. Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut him off. Now here comes Dillashaw. Hand as well.
Oh! He's there! Dillashaw trying to finish this fight. That's it! Whoa! TJ Dillashaw!
He is still stunned.
He's still hurt. But he goes over there and he shows respect.
Then came the rematch, another loss. As time passed, it became painfully obvious that despite all his incredible talent, Garbrandt's chin simply couldn't survive against elite competition. From that point on, his career became a constant cycle of spectacular wins, followed by equally spectacular knockout losses.
You wake up every day, you have demons of doubt, you know what I mean? Like, are you really doing this? Are you gonna get back? You know, just little things like that. So every day I wake up, man, before the alarm clock even hits off, I'm battling demons, so I'm fighting every day. It's not that I took a break from fighting, because I fight every single day, you know, you have to. I think that...
Now, let's talk about Umar Nurmagomedov. Remember January 2025. Umar walked into his 19th professional fight convinced he was about to become world champion.
Rob wins this fight, how do you think he would beat you?
He will not. I can't imagine how he will beat me. How? He can hold me? Okay. Maybe he will take me down one time, but he have to hold me there. He can't.
The younger Nurmagomedov carried one of the most famous surnames in combat sports and looked completely confident before facing Merab Dvalishvili. Many people believed Merab had almost no chance.
I said about your personality. I just described your behavior. You try to avoid me. You even doesn't mention my name.
Who are you? Fucking who you fought? You don't even doesn't. You think I'm gonna go backwards and fight number 15?
I'm gonna show you.
For the belt.
I'm gonna take this belt champion. And you know it.
Instead, UFC 311 belonged entirely to The Machine. Dvalishvili overwhelmed him, outworked him, outclassed him. When it was over, Umar became the first Nurmagomedov to experience defeat inside professional MMA and returned home with plenty of lessons still left to learn.
What a fight between these two. Nasty right for Dvalishvili late. Rob Dvalishvili has broken George St. Pierre's record for the most takedowns in UFC history.
I said, okay, I will fight, but I was just so mad. He was keep disrespecting me. He was saying that I will pull out. He ducking me. I never duck. Every time UFC asked me, I said, okay, I will fight. But I wanted to fight March. Umar was one who don't want to fight March, and that's why I did this one for him. I give them favor, but I keep this one with me.
I gotta be your daddy in the game. Yeah, you f***ing Chechen f***ing whore. I'll send you back. Hey, I gotta go back to the country, you daddy, you f***ing coward. I gotta be your daddy in the cage. I make you cry again. The fucking guy leaves this shitty country, flees to Sweden, goes back home, pours himself out to a fucking dictator, and wants to talk like a f***ing man. You don't know what it's like to be a f***ing man.
Sometimes wrestling alone isn't enough at the highest level. That lesson was also learned by Khamzat Chimaev. Before defending his title against Sean Strickland at UFC 328, many believed Chimaev would simply do what he'd done countless times before. After all, the two had trained together. Everyone knew Khamzat regularly submitted him during practice.
I submitted him many times. He know about it. The guys know about it. He's not happy about that's why he's so stressed. Look at his face, man. Look at his face, man. He's almost crying. Cry, bitch, now. I'm gonna be your daddy. Calm down, calm down. I'm gonna be your daddy.
Reality looked very different. Strickland fought back. He bloodied Chimaev's face. He handed him the first loss of his career. After Gilbert Burns had already shown Khamzat could be pushed, Sean proved something even bigger. Chimaev was human.
Savage, you guys. I was hitting him with shots. Like, I mean, look how swollen my hand's swollen. Like, and he would just f***ing eat it and come forward. Like, the guy was a savage, and he was willing to f***ing die for what he wanted.
Today, unfortunately, many fans associate Israel Adesanya with losing, but it wasn't always that way.
Middleweight's my division, so I ruled that with an iron black fist. So, yeah, I'm gonna go back down and handle business there, depending on the lay of the land. But also, I look ahead and see. I peek ahead. I don't look too far ahead because I've got this Viking in front of me. So, yeah, I'm looking straight at him. But
his first defeat came after moving up in weight to challenge Jan Blachowicz. It was a bold decision, one that didn't work out. Jan used his wrestling, strength, and size to completely neutralize Adesanya before earning a unanimous decision. It was the fight that reminded everyone that some weight classes exist for a reason.
Controlling him. And this is the end of this. A big look.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Jan Blachowicz.
No, losses are part of life, and losses is something I deal with occasionally. Just, this is my first one in MMA, but yeah, as they say, it is what it is.
Now it's time for the current undisputed lightweight champion, Justin Highlight Gaethje. Not today's version, the younger one.
I noticed Eddie come over to you here. What did he say to you?
He had his interview thing going.
Yeah.
So it's all fun and games for him. I'm ready to take his life, so he better get his mind right.
When Gaethje first entered the UFC, he was still undefeated at 18-0. He had confidence, plenty of confidence, maybe even too much.
I'm 18-0 at 15 knockouts. Has anybody in the history of MMA fighting had 15 knockouts in their first 18 fights?
It didn't take long for reality to arrive. His name was Eddie Alvarez. Gaethje quickly discovered that walking into the UFC and demanding respect isn't enough. You have to survive the fire first. His first defeat became the lesson that ultimately helped create the champion he would later become.
First and foremost, it was a time of my life, honestly, being in front of that many people, being able to put my skills, on the line at the highest level on a pay-per-view. So yeah, all those things, it was a dream come true for me.
But what about the pound-for-pound king, Islam Makhachev, a champion who spent more than 1,000 days on top and came within touching distance of Anderson Silva's legendary winning streak?
Well, thank you very much for the congrats. I fly here in the US earlier, like 1 month or 1.5 before, and I was training in one of the best camp in the world in the AKA gym with the best guys.
Even he experienced defeat. After a successful UFC debut, Makhachev faced Adriano Martins at UFC 192. The result shocked everyone. Martins landed a perfect counter right hand. Islam was knocked out. To this day, it remains the only defeat of his professional career.
Oh! Big shot by Martins. It is all over. Whoa!
I was extremely well prepared. We studied all of his fights. Every time he attacked, he'd stop and rest because he was older. The plan was simple: push a high pace. I kept thinking that if I got tired, he'd get twice as tired. But nothing went according to plan. Right at the beginning, I ran into a counter shot, and the referee stopped the fight. Near the end of today's video, we have Ilia Topuria. The upset I called one of the greatest in combat sports eventually caught him too.
His manager, Ali Abdelaziz, said he's going to shock the world on Twitter. You commented on that. You laughed, laughing emoji.
Yeah.
What did you find so funny?
But this is what they hope. This is what they hope, and that's what they've been saying during this whole time. But yeah, they are hoping for a miracle.
Before fighting Justin Gaethje, Topuria looked completely convinced victory was guaranteed. He believed the veteran was old, slow, shop-worn, finished. He acted like his record had already improved from 17-0 to 18-0, spending fight week talking like a new Conor McGregor.
One thing I know for a fact is that he never fought with someone like me. And the only thing that I want from Justin is to him to show up in the event, and I'm gonna do the rest. You know what I mean?
Then, reality arrived. Topuria couldn't finish the old veteran. As the fight went on, his energy disappeared. Gaethje took over. By the time it was finished, El Matador had been completely broken down and never even made it to the final round.
Oh my goodness. These dudes are rolling as Topuria throws the right hand. Oh, that's a huge right from Gaethje. Here it comes again. There it is. Rips to the body. Right in front of us. Oh! To the liver. That would hurt him. Again. He battered, firing back. The precision. Oh, it goes down. Oh, he hurt him with that liver shot. Looks the fresher fighter. Oh, right hand, he hurt him. Huge right for Gaethje. Don't shoot. Acknowledged by Gaethje. Oh, roll with it. He hurt him. Turns in round 3. And I'm not seeing this. Oh, a minute. And another hard right hand. He's not seeing that. Oh, beautiful throw by Gaethje. Oh, body shot. Huge shot from Gaethje.
We finished the fight.
Wow.
No, we finished.
It's almost like he's trying to not.
That's it.
And that'll do it. That's it.
Unbelievable.
My goodness. Justin Gaethje with the ultimate career capstone at the Worlds.
When he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit. And, you know, again, I said it in the press conference leading up. I was like, he really backed himself into a corner saying he's going to be so dominant. And I said it. When we go to the second round, you're going to be like, what the fuck? When we go to the third round, you're going to be like, what the fuck? And, you know, that's what I did tonight.
Finally, let's end with a bonus entry, a defeat that barely feels real.
I feel as if I'm just blessed to be on this route that I am on. Like I said, I train really hard, so you shouldn't train extremely hard and expect not to be where you need to be. I know getting closer to my ultimate goal, tough competition comes with it, so I'm accepting the fact that tough competition is here.
When a young Jon Jones first entered the UFC, he looked unstoppable. Every opponent seemed completely outmatched, except one, Matt Hamill.
Definitely took a lot of pride in being undefeated. I'm so proud to be a martial artist, and I strive so hard to be the best that I can be. But everything happens for a reason.
Jones dominated the fight from start to finish, but then he made one costly mistake, an illegal downward elbow. The referee immediately disqualified him. Instead of another dominant victory, Jon Jones received the only official loss of his career. Dana White spent years trying to have the result overturned. It never happened.
I fought hard to try to get that one taken off his record, but, I haven't been able to get it done. It's horrible. It's a referee that I said a million times should not even be in the octagon reffing.
Which first loss shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video. And if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a like. See you next time.